Are we in an inflationary market or are we in a deflationary market? Well, the answer could cost you $1 million.
One shot, now the future is yours. Go! I'm turning dreams into reality. Yeah, it's one shot, now the future is yours. Go!
Can you imagine for a moment living in a world that by just doing nothing, you made lots of money? That would be called a deflationary market, where the value of the dollar just keeps going up. But what if we are in an inflationary market? That market could cost you a lot of money, depending on where you keep your money. Forbes recently came out with this article asking this question: is our economy experiencing inflation or deflation? Because check it out, financially, we're all in it together.
We're all in this together.
And your financial life and my financial life, they're both on the line in this economy, whatever it is. And some of you might think deflation would be amazing and inflation would be bad, but if you really know what you're talking about in the game of money, like I'm about to teach you, you can win in both economies. Investopedia has some great information on what the difference is between inflation and deflation. They classify inflation as the decline of purchasing power of a given currency over time. That would be equivalent to having a stack of cash, and inflation means that it is losing its buying power. So the same dollar today buys less than it could a year ago. On the other hand, you've got deflation, and this occurs when the purchasing power of money increases and prices decline. And for just a moment, how amazing would it be if we were in a deflationary economy where literally holding cash just goes up in value? You literally have more buying power. So here's the question: which market are we in? And Forbes says that economists will actually make two very different arguments. I'm going to present both of them to you, and then ultimately in the comments below, I would like to hear from you which economy you think we're in. So there's economists out there that say that we are in a deflationary economy. Basically, they're saying your dollar is becoming more valuable as you watch this video. And there are three predominant reasons why. Here's the first one. They argue that if unemployment is high, and by the way, right now, unemployment is pretty high, it's just under 6%, and the demand for supplies is weak, then the supply chain will be resilient and offer plenty of goods to increase the demand. Point number two, they talk about quantitative easing. This is the creation of new money and dumping it into the economy, right? It's also called the stimulus. And they're arguing that it does not create inflation. They say new money gained is balanced by less liquid assets lost in exchange. The new money is encumbered by this process, so isn't easily squandered on immediate rash purchases. It's basically a justification that says we can print all the money we possibly need, and no, this will not drop the value of the dollar. And of course, let's not forget the trillions of dollars that we have printed and put in the hands of able-bodied Americans, and we've done that through stimulus checks. And the argument here is the stimulus checks will also not create inflation. It might not even prevent deflation, but it will support and smooth out the future recovery back to normality. The proof is in the pudding. Look at the last 12 years as we've printed money. It's worked, it's safe, and it hasn't created inflation yet. Now, Forbes did a good job representing the deflationary argument. However, at the end of the article, they said, check it out. We are definitely dealing with inflation. Check out this argument. You simply cannot cancel interest rates, pump untold amounts of new money into a seized up economy, and expect it not to create inflation. It always has, and it always will. By the way, look at the prices that we're seeing in lumber and steel. In fact, most consumer goods. Look at literally all the things that you're trying to buy where the supply chain has been broken and things aren't coming from overseas. Things that we need aren't being manufactured. It's jacking up all these prices. How is that not to be understood as anything other than my dollar must have lost value because you're charging me a heck of a lot more for the same crap? Argument number two, that we are in an inflationary economy, has to do with the debt bubble that is increasing. You can build a tower of debt, that's how bubbles work, but if you keep building it, at some point, it's going to fall. Have you ever played Jenga? It's kind of like that. As the tower gets taller and taller, bigger and bigger, and as it becomes more convoluted, it must at some point collapse. And that's when inflation occurs because it's the only escape. And it's not like we're the first economy, it's not like we're the first country on this planet to actually go through this cycle. Out of control economies always end up in inflation because it's the only way governments can default on their own debts. And when they do, they have to restructure those debts. They have to make new deals so they can find a way to swim forward. And it's not like we're inventing something that hasn't happened before. I mean, the Romans did it, medieval Europe did it, Germany did it, bucket loads of money, Iran, Turkey today, Argentina, Venezuela, hello? So let's ask the question, which is it? Deflationary, inflationary? I think we've kind of answered that question. We're definitely in, and Forbes agrees, an inflationary market. And you got to be asking yourself right now, what do you do to financially protect yourself if we're going to experience this for the next several years? Well, look at this. If deflationists were right, the market is wrong because you definitely can't have a deflationary recession and also rising stock prices. However, if the market is wrong, the market will crash. If the market is right, we are in for significant inflation. It's really not pretty either way unless you know how to store your money in a place where it's not just protected, where ironically it can go up in value. You should be asking right now, what should an investor do? And if you're a subscriber on my channel, yes, it means that you're officially an investor now and you're learning how to invest your money intelligently. And here's what you want to know. Technically, a deflationary market could mean that your money is going up in value. And then obviously inflation is so horrible because your 401ks, your IRAs, your stock market values, all those things are going to go down. There is, however, one asset class that as everything is going down, it ironically goes up. And do you know what that is? That's the game of real estate. Literally, when the dollar loses value, you have to pay more money to buy a house. Have you seen how all these house prices are going up? What if I told you that there was a really high likelihood over the next 5 years that year over year over year, the pricing on houses was going to continue skyrocketing? What if I told you that the price of a house could double potentially in the next 5 years? Well, it would mean that the smartest thing that you could do is learn how to become an investor and own real estate. Because an inflationary economy is an investor's dream. When you own real estate, you want it to go up substantially in value. And you could literally wait for the next century and you're not going to find a better opportunity than this 5-year gap. What should you do? Stop consuming your money, stop spending it, stop trying to find the next house for you to live in that'll be perfect for your little gig economy or your post-pandemic, I get to work from home life. You should be taking your money and you should ask yourself, how many homes can I buy? You buy a house and all of a sudden, there could be an extra couple $100,000 of profit on this basic entry-level thing that you rent out, get cash flow on, and huge tax benefits. But if you did that 5 times, you could literally become in the next 5 years, insta-millionaire. Thank you, inflation. Thank you, weird government. Thank you for strange choices. But here we are, and this is how you take advantage of it. And if you want to know precisely how to do that, you got to have a financial game plan. If you click the link below, guess what you're going to find? You're going to find a link where I'm going to give you free access to a game plan that is customized around your exact financial situation. Do you tell me that you're broke or you tell me that you're up? It doesn't matter really where you're at financially. There's a way for you to make several $1 million over the next 5 years. And if you want to know how, click the link. Let me show you. Inflation is my friend. Inflation is my friend. Makes my dollars go down, but makes my real estate go up. Listen, I've shot a video showing you how to take $9,000 and how to parlay that into millions of dollars with 5 simple house hacks. Check out this video. Let me show you how to crush it in this inflationary economy. Is our economy experiencing inflation or deflation? And by the way, the answer has huge something.
Huge impact.
Huge impact on your friend's future. Thank you.